What's up everyone, it's Snipe Show here, and I'm going to bring you a video on some of the settings that are offered in Torchlight 2. And it's actually pretty cool, some of the things that they've added. They have some great ideas as far as the settings go, and how you can customize the gameplay and the visuals to how you would like to see it. The first thing I'd like to mention though is these graphics for a game that's similar in the gameplay to Diablo. The graphics are a little bit cartoony, but I kind of like it. And one thing that makes it kind of interesting is, to me, when I look at these graphics, they kind of remind me of the same kind of graphics engine that World of Warcraft uses. And one good thing about that is, if it is by chance the same engine or close to it, it will run pretty well on your computer, and that's a great thing because as you can see when we open up these settings and in the video settings, there's not really any specific settings that heavily emphasize on changing the graphics. The only ones that really will possibly affect that would be shadow detail, and in most cases for games it's usually better to keep your shadows on low or off unless you have a incredibly powerful system, because shadows tend to absolutely drop your FPS. But in this game, I haven't really noticed any issues with that. And the only thing that really might change the way how things are presented graphics-wise in the game would be anti-aliasing, and it's really rather simple. There's not really any anything besides that, and maybe shadows, that would change the quality of the game. And as you can see out here, it still looks pretty nice, and even in game it looks very nice as well. So I'm actually pretty pleased with that. I feel like that's great that they did that, because it in the grand scheme of things, it will run pretty well on probably most systems. So that's a good thing to me. But basic options here for graphics, VSync is definitely a good thing to have on to synchronize frame rate so you don't have any screen tearing. Rim lighting, just some lighting effects. Hardware skinning, keep that on. There's really no reason to take that off, as it says right there. Bloom, just add some glow effects to the game. Maybe or maybe not, it will improve your frame rate if you turn that on or off. Probably keep the UI scale at 90% for this reason right here, to center the UI globes. There's nothing really to that much. And the audio, it's pretty simple. Just turn it up or down. You can mute music, turn it back on like that right there. Rendering behind walls, it's so you can see some of the bodies that might be behind like a rock or something. You can see the kind of the sketching behind it. You're not actually going to see the actual graphic, but you're going to see like a highlighting. It's rather similar to well, actually I don't think Diablo has that. It may. But show tips, so tool tips during the gameplay if you're new to the game, like I am actually. I haven't played this game yet, but I am showing the settings because I always look at the settings before I will play a game to make sure if there's something I can do with the graphics. You could show blood. If you like gore, then keep that on. If you don't, then you absolutely can turn that off if you don't care much to see blood. Weather is very cool. There might be some snow effects or rain effects, and you can keep that on or turn it off. It depends on what you like and what you don't like. Showing helm, if you don't like the way that the helm might look, then you can turn that off. Item comparisons, if an item's on the ground and then you have something in your bag or equipped, then you can compare the items. Auto equip, this might be a beginner thing mostly. As you're running through the game and you're picking up new gear, it'll automatically throw that on, but later on in the game it might be a good idea to turn that off. Showing player names, that's if you're in a multiplayer game, something along those lines. Languages, obviously there's quite a few actually to pick from. Particle detail, you could probably keep that on high. That's another one that might potentially affect the quality of the FPS you may receive in this game. Shadow detail, I'm putting on very high for now. Usually in games I run it on low or off, but I haven't seen really any issues with that from what I've seen so far. Floating damage text, this is actually very cool. If you read these right there, so verbose, that means all events are displayed. So that's damage absorption, parry, block, shield shatter, that'll all be shown. Normal is pretty much just your damage and critical damage, death blows, everything. Sparse will run that down to just critical damage and death blows in quest system events, and none is, you will absolutely see nothing besides quest and system events, so no numbers or anything like that. Map overlay opacity, that just changes the see-through of the map overlay, or if you want to make it not as see-through or more see-through, stuff like that. The cool thing that I do want to show you, obviously the basic controls, you can go through and set your key bindings and stuff like that for specific things like most games have today. One cool thing is this, item display. This is very cool. Obviously early on in the game, you're going to probably want the normal items to show because you probably don't have any gear yet. But as you progress later on in the game and you start getting, you know, some of your rares, uniques, and possibly even legendaries, you can turn off the visuals of showing normal items on the ground. So if you don't like all the clutter whenever you kill like a pack of enemies, you can turn that off and it will not show any normal items. And if you're over, you know, even some of the magic items, you can turn those off as well. So that is very cool. I do like that. Very nice feature. I'm happy that they added that because I would rather just see items that I want to pick up. If there's items, you know, later on when you're darn near level 100, why would you want to see white, you know, pants or something like that? There's no reason to that. So I am actually really ecstatic about that addition. I think that is great. Another thing, you can turn off breakables, consumables, and gold. I don't know why you would do that. Probably want to keep those things on, but you have the option to do so. So that's pretty much it for the settings. They're pretty basic. I do like I said, I absolutely love the graphic settings that they have. I think it is great what they're trying to do here. They're not having it too complex to where you can change and alter stuff, and you know it'll really vary your performance. I'm sure, you know, like my machine's a higher up in machine, so some of these options I could probably run on pretty high, and some people may have to turn these down, but overall the graphical quality, as far as the edging of things and stuff like that, and just the way things are presented, I think it's pretty level across the board. And you know, obviously some people can turn these up and down, but I think they did a great job with that, and I think this game will look very nice and it will be easy to run on many systems. So that is very, very cool to me. I absolutely like what they did there, and especially with the item displays. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the settings. If you like this, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to, you know, put more content out for you to view. I plan on having some Torchlight gameplay. Like I said, I just got the game, and I usually like to go through the settings and stuff first. The next video I might have will be maybe the character creation and the difficulties that can be played in this game and how that works. So please, if you like this, subscribe to my channel, and maybe like this video. Throw a comment down below and tell me, you know, what you liked and maybe what you didn't like. So I would love to hear that. I absolutely appreciate you guys viewing this, and have a good day.